John Kavakis today. I've got something I'm really excited to show you. I've got new models from a brand new model maker. I have two Pagani Huayra R models sitting here from Figart, F-I-G-A-R-T. And I know you might not be recognizing the name, but I guarantee you, you soon will be familiar with it. These models are absolutely fantastic. Back in the early 2000s, Horacio Pagani, who had worked for Lamborghini and a few other industrial firms, was a designer. He had a dream, and he had a dream to make a car that was an engineering marvel and a work of art. Well, that dream came true in 2003 when he introduced the Pagani Zonda. Now, this was a car that combined function, incredible engineering, and incredible luxury and art, all at the same time. Beautifully rendered interiors and a very functional exterior that looked good on top of all of it. Well, they upped the ante on that in 2011 with the Huayra. Now, the Huayra took everything a few steps further, named after a South American god of the wind, very exotic sounding. You know how exotic cars go for those names that have connotations to them. Well, they did a good job with that. But it had 740 horsepower and weighed just under 3,000 pounds. The car did very well. They don't make a lot of them, but they sell for a very high price. But they're really incredible performers, and they're worthy of sitting in an art museum all at the same time. Well, they upped the ante again in 2021 with the Huayra R model. And now this had 845 horsepower and weighed under 2,300 pounds. It did 0 to 60 in 3.5 seconds and cost $3.5 million. That's $1 million a second. It's an absolutely amazing car, very rudimentary interior, very functional interior, and again, the thing looks not just functional, but totally elegant, very, very sophisticated. So there's a new company called Figart that has given us two models of these. Now they're doing high-end resin, and you know how much I appreciate high-end cars, in particular in my resin. And they've given us these two models. I've got two of them sitting here, courtesy of MiniWorks at miniworks.com. I've got two colors. The car, this model, actually came in three different colors. Carbon black and carbon blue. I've got those. There was also a color called Bianco Benzi. This is kind of an off-white. Those things sold out almost immediately. Now, you're going to hear me say this a couple of times. These models go very quickly. If you go to Figart's website at figart.com, you'll see the models that they have offered previously. There have been a few more others out there, but they go almost immediately. So if you're interested in any of these, or some of the news that I've got for you, you're going to have to get a pre-order in pretty quickly because they only make 80 of each and they're gone almost immediately. Now, here's some good news. In July, Figart is coming out with a new color called Verde Firenze. This is a bright lime green. They're going to make 80 models of it. And again, they will go quickly. So if you want one of those, you can pre-order them at miniworks.com. Jerry's a really good guy to work with. If you like the color, if you like either of these, I suggest you get in touch with him right away. So I want to take a look at the models, but before we do that, I want to talk just a little bit about the packaging. Now, I know, I get it, we don't collect boxes, but I think you'd have to agree that the packaging of a model kind of telegraphs the type of quality that's in it. We don't expect to buy a high-end model and have it come in a shabby box or maybe just a sleeve. Figart's done a really great job with that. They've got logos all over the boxes. They're very prominent. The Figart logo is very discreet. The box is formidable. The first thing you notice when you take the lid off, there are specs of the car inside lid. Really nice trick. I like that. Now, we've come to expect a little bit of a dust rag to keep everything clean from some of the high-end makers. They've got a large one, and it's a high-quality one. It even has the Figart logo on it. So I think it's just another thing that says to me, okay, I'm opening up a high-class model. So the next thing they have inside is this envelope, and it has inside a detail card Again, very classically done. A lot of information about the car. It's a certificate of authenticity. Each one of the cards, each one of the models is numbered, and all that information's here. You got some information about the website. I suggest you check out the website. There's a lot of great information there. They also show some of the future models. I understand they may be considering 1/64th. I'd love to see some of those. But neat little trick. They've got this little card here, got a QR code on the back, but on the front they have some drawings of Leonardo da Vinci, who of course was the father of the idea of marrying art and engineering and luxury. So it's just a little bit of a nod to Horatio Pagani's dream and Figart's as well. So inside the box, the acrylic case is encased in this light styrofoam. Again, we've seen this on other high-end models, but it's there to protect the case so that the case doesn't get scarred up. And we take that off, we get it out of the way. And there's a wraparound sleeve, again, not really functional, but very classy. And then you see the acrylic case is thick, it's tinted. Everything here telegraphs quality, which I expect on a high-end model. And when I pay the price for it, I want to feel like I'm getting my money's worth, and the packaging is part of it. So we take the cover off, and we've got the model inside. And of course, this is what I've been waiting for, my first look at the model. And it is absolutely stunning. From the finish down to the detail work. I've done a lot of photographic work to get close up so I can show you some of this incredible detail. I've worked hard with the lights so that I can show you the detail just in the finish alone. So let's get it on the turntable and take a look at them. So we start out with fidelity, which is superb. We would come to expect that in a high-end model. But when you start looking closer, that's when this model really begins to pop. Look at the texture on the carbon fiber, incredibly deep, lustrous. But the closer you look, the better things start looking. Look at those mirrors, the delicate arms on the mirrors. Look at the brake rotors, the calipers. Check out the front end. Look at the detail on those incredibly, painfully replicated lensings on the projector headlamps, that little strap right there on the air dam in the front, the detail at the base of the windshield. Around back, we see more incredible detail. The exhaust is hyper-realistic. Little straps again. The airfoils in the back. Look at the wing and the delicate nature of the hardware on the wing. The air scoops on the side. The replication of the roof and even the pinstriping is dead on accurate. All this is impressive. And we can see it and we can appreciate it, but let me tell you something. When we get into a master model maker, sometimes it's the things that are a little bit harder to see that really blow you away. The interior and the engine compartment are hard to see. You can get a good idea what's going on in the engine compartment by looking up through the exhaust, through the rear. A lot of detail in there, but the interior is equally well detailed. Here's some factory shots of those areas that are under the surface. It's this level of detail, this dedication to accuracy and fidelity that sets apart the guys that are at the top echelon of our hobby and the other guys that are doing some really great models at really great values. But when we see detail like this, our questions about price begin to go away and we begin to appreciate value. Let me give you a couple of impressive specs here. Depending on the color, there's right around 400 parts in each model. The black carbon model has 179 decals. The blue one has 195 decals. The interior and the engine made out of resin, white metal, alloy, phototech, pad printing, and a lot more goes into it. These are just impressive models. Okay, so there they are, the two we have. The white sold out, the green is coming, but you can also see them at miniworks.com. Miniworks very graciously has supplied us with these two models to be able to show you. As a friend of the hobby, I've done an interview with Jerry Cordero a little bit earlier this year. You get a chance to meet him and know what it's like. I'll give you the link to that if you want to see it. Now, these sell for $375, which is just a little bit lower than I would expect for a high-end resin. I mean, we see some of the high-end resin coming out of Europe at $425, $450, $500, $550. I know $375 is a lot of money, but that actually makes this a value because this competes head-to-head with the quality levels of those models that cost quite a bit more. So if you're looking for high-end resin, if you're looking for high quality, high finish, exclusivity, this one just rings all the bells. And I guarantee you, you'll be proud to have it in your collection if you decide that you want to pick one up. So MiniWorks, Figart, get in touch with them right away. I hope you enjoyed this presentation as much as I enjoyed opening these models. So if you liked the video, do me a favor, give me a like down here in the right hand corner. I'd love to have you as a subscriber. We've got more videos coming. I look forward to seeing you again, and thank you for tuning in.